Sega. The Wild Side. There was a new machine in the arcade that one could walk into and play. It used holograms to create a reality not our own. Everybody played it. But it was a little too real. The boss escaped and began capturing kids by defeating them at the game. Oh, this is the story of someone too tough to beat. Someone known as... Oh, he's changing! Kid Chameleon. Yay! Hello, everybody. I'm the MoeChicken. Welcome to a new series. I'm going to be playing Kid Chameleon. I love this game. So I've held off on playing this for quite a while because a couple of reasons. One, I've never actually beaten it. I've gotten very close to the end, but I've never actually finished the game. And the reason for that is that this game, despite having something like 70-something levels and being a very difficult game, has no passwords, has no save features, none of that. You have to do it all in one go, and I've just never accomplished it. So why am I doing it now? Well, the reason I'm doing it now is that I have, we're playing this on a analog Mega SG, which is a sort of third-party Genesis system, and it has save features, basically, or it has cheat features, and this game has a complete set of Game Genie codes that allow you to go to any level in the game. So while I'm not going to skip any levels if I can, I am going to use it so I can, save my progress. But anyway, all that aside, this is Kid Chameleon. This is a game that I absolutely loved, and I beat the first level. There we go. So I played the heck out of this as a kid. And what's funny, I didn't have a Sega Genesis. So whenever I played this game, my friend down the street had a Sega Genesis, and I would get him to rent this game all the time, to the point that apparently after a while he just started telling me, oh, they didn't have it. They didn't have that game at the store, so that he could rent something else, because he was a patient fellow, and he didn't want to let me know that I was basically forcing him to, this is a secret. I didn't actually know I could do this. Hang on. Let me go. Yep. Yeah, it's a shortcut. I actually didn't know about that one. Yeah, he was like, oh man, they didn't have it, so I got, anything else other than the same game I've rented like 30 times. And I was like, oh man, I'll play Kid Chameleon though. Because he had a Game Genie, and so we were able to go to any level we wanted to in this extremely long game, and so we would just kind of play random levels, and that was the game for me. And so I just never really got around to beating it. But it's an awesome game. It's pretty hard, honestly. Right now it probably doesn't look very difficult, but it ramps up in difficulty, and it's very unforgiving. It's one of those kind of games where there are no checkpoints regardless of how long the level is. So short levels have no checkpoints, which isn't really an issue, but long levels also have no checkpoints, which is a big issue, especially as the game goes along. Let's see, what to explain briefly what the game's about. It is, as you saw, about Kid Chameleon, who is a sort of a... He's an arcade gamer who's too tough to beat, and he's here to save the day by winning at this game that no one else can win at. It's a VR game from the early 90s, and it's pretty impressive, honestly. I would play this now, if I could. But alas, the Wild Side, which is apparently what the arcade game is called, does not exist. Now, the other thing you need to know about Kid Chameleon is that he's like Kirby in that he just puts on different hats and it grants him powers. And in his case, it gives him an entirely different costume, as you can see. So the game is full of these hats you can find, like that one, that will transform you into sort of different versions of Kid Chameleon. And it's pretty great. It's honestly really fun. It's fun to learn about how to use all the different abilities. And find ways to like solve puzzles and get through levels. I really like it. So that's why we're playing it. So this guy, I think this character's name is Berserker, maybe? Something like that. I think his name is Berserker. His whole shtick is that he has these horns on his head, and he can, like, smash down walls. Other than that, everybody, like, all the characters can, like, bounce off of enemies' heads to get around, or to defeat them, but his thing is the wall thing. This guy, I think his name is called, like, Juggernaut or something like that. His whole thing is that he is well, okay, I keep changing back and forth. His whole thing is that he's heavy. So he can like smash down on enemies, and he's also got a lot of base HP. You can see up there under the clock that I've got like 3 little dots. That's my health. Juggernaut's like one of the only people that has more than 3. He has 5 by default. So he can smash down into things. He's got extra health, and he can climb up walls, which always seem kind of weird. Like, why is the heavy guy the one that can climb up walls? I don't really know. I'm guessing they did that just to make sure that you could take advantage of the fact that he could smash things with his feet. But yes, we will see more characters as we go through, as I try and beat this game. I really want to beat it. I did that whole spiel at the beginning about how I've never beaten it before because it's too long and too difficult, but I want to beat it. I want to get through this game. I don't know how long it's going to take. Like, we're getting through these first couple levels pretty easily, but the game does get harder pretty quick. One other thing I should mention, this game has great music. The music is really cool. There's a lot of stuff about this game which is kind of like too cool for school in the 90s kind of thing, you know? It's like there's a lot of stuff in it that's like, the main character wears sunglasses and he's too tough to beat, and all of the abilities have names like Berserker and Crimson Shadow and like Juggernaut and stuff like that. Oh wait, no, Juggernaut's a different one. Okay, this is I think this thing's called Red Shadow or Crimson Shadow, something like that. His whole shtick is, one, he jumps high. He jumps very high. You can attack with the C button, and you can attack down with the C button, and I think that's all he does. He's a very useful ability, especially early on when you don't have a whole lot else to fall back on. You see him a lot in the game. Red Shadow's a pretty constant one. He also goes "Hoi!" when he attacks. Or when he attacks down. Let's see. Hoi! Hoi! Because he's a ninja, you see. Plus, all the monsters are kind of like spooky cool, you know? They're creepy looking, and oh, this game's so cool. Ow, stupid thing. Oh, okay. Well, this is Maniacs, is this character's name, and he can throw axes. He's your basic ranged character. Oh, I found something. I found this. This game is also full of secrets. There are tons of secrets, like, everywhere. Everywhere has secrets. And, I'm gonna try and find which ones I can, but probably won't find all of them. There's a lot of secrets. Am I gushing enough about this game? I'm really excited to be playing it. It's the short of it. I'm excited to finally be playing this for my channel because, you know, for so long, I didn't know how I was gonna... Okay, this is a teleporter. Some levels have these. You'll see them a lot, especially later on in the game. And they teleport you. Either they teleport you within the level... Okay, am I back? Sorry. My recording stopped randomly. That's not auspicious for this exciting new playthrough. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Anyway, like I was saying, so sometimes the teleporters will bring you to somewhere else in the level, and then other times they might actually bring you to another level, as you can see. This is what is known as an elsewhere stage. So, like I said, this game has like a billion levels in it, but it also has these kind of like partial levels that they call elsewhere. So if I were to die in this stage, which I don't know how I would do, because I guess I'd run out of time, would be the only way I could think to do it. The game would just refer to it as elsewhere. And so there's a bunch of elsewheres. And they're kind of like bonus stages, I guess would be the best way to describe them. Because usually they don't have a whole lot going on. They're usually kind of short, just have a couple of items, couple of things. And especially the early ones oftentimes have a continue in them. That little coin I got back there, that was a continue. In this instance, though, this particular one has this guy. I don't know what his name is. Ed, look up what this character's name is. I think it's something like Red Cyclone or something like that. Something like that. Something cool. Something cool, I'm sure. And so I get to play as like a character that I probably wouldn't get to play as until much later in the game. And as you can see, his whole shtick is that he spins around and you can fly. Super good. I believe this level is called like Under Skull Mountain or something. Something cool. It's got to be something cool. Something that Nintendo don't, you know? It's a Genesis game. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Oh, hello! Hello, thing. Well, I'm this now. I'm Maniacs now. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. I loved that. It was so dumb. I mean, it's a solid advertising campaign, but it's really silly in retrospect. Genesis does what Nintendo don't. It's like, oh yeah? I think there was a secret. Oh, I'm here now. Once again, secrets everywhere. Secrets. There's actually an entire power-up that is just used for finding secrets. That's all it does. Like, he's got like a flashlight and he shines it and you find things. That was an extra life. It's actually kind of a cool thing. I think I learned what the Ankh was thanks to... Ooh, secret. Thanks to this game, because it's the Egyptian symbol of life. And yeah, that's the extra lives in this game. Very appropriate. Alright, so that actually warped me to the next level. This is the next stage, Under Skull Mountain 2. Some levels have unique names, others have, like, you know, these names like Under Skull Mountain. I think Under Skull Mountain has like 3 stages. This is actually the next level. This is Skull Mountain 2. Oh, and this guy is called Juggernaut. I don't remember what the knight guy is called, but this thing is called the Juggernaut. It can hide, it can travel along over spaces like this, and it can shoot skulls. And that's what it does. It's also kind of silly looking, honestly. He's so squat. There's skulls everywhere in here. It's very dangerous to be under Skull Mountain. It's freaking drills. There's a lot of drills in this game. A lot of that. Get him away. Oh yeah, Kid Chameleon says, "Ow, bummer!" Whenever he takes a hit. Ah, bummer! When he dies, he says, "Die!" It's really funny too. Die! I feel like this is gonna be a hole. No, there's the hole. Doggone it. Alright, well, that'll be it for this first episode. We will move on to Under Skull Mountain 3 in the next episode, so I hope you'll come back and join me for that.